Hello, everybody. It's time for the secret grandma to read her bedtime story to you tonight. Here's my kitty. He's waiting for the story, too. So today's story is called Geraldine and the Anti-Bullying Shield. The children were sitting silently. No one was playing. "Why does everyone look so glum?" Geraldine asked. But she already knew the answer. Oh no, he's up to his old tricks again. When is the bullying going to stop? Jimmy the bully is always trying to push everyone around, moaned Olivia. We need to stop his teasing once and for all. Sometimes I'm afraid to go to recess, Timothy added meekly. If Jimmy finds out, I'm afraid he'll just bully me even more. Then he'll laugh at me. Geraldine was angry. Jimmy had no right to do this. Someone had to take a stand. She raised her fist in the air and in her loudest voice announced, "We are going to end this. Enough is enough." "What are you going to do, Geraldine? Invent something?" Jimmy said, laughing. Ha, 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 ha. Now what? How was Geraldine going to stop Jimmy? What was she going to do? That night, as Geraldine tried to sleep, she kept thinking, how can I possibly end Jimmy's bullying? How do I shield us all from his hurtful words? How? Suddenly, she shouted, I will invent something, a shield. This was the idea Geraldine had been waiting for. Jimmy needs to see how mean he looks and to hear how mean he sounds, she thought. This was not just any idea. This was a super fantastic idea and her best invention yet. Geraldine was a good inventor, but this time she was going to need help from her friends. The contraption she had in mind would require teamwork. She stayed up late that night, completing the plans for her super spectacular anti-bullying reflector shield. The next day, Geraldine gathered her friends together. Each was assigned a task. Olivia, gather as many small mirrors as you can. Timothy, see if you can find some paint and a paintbrush. Juliana, find out if your brother still has that old cell phone. Geraldine rummaged through the basement. She found exactly what she needed: thin, sturdy plywood, a measuring tape, and a roll of shiny aluminum tape. Perfect. Her friends came over carrying their supplies, everyone ready to work. Geraldine's dad helped hammer some pieces of plywood together. Then he sawed them into the shape of a shield. Olivia and Juliana sanded the edges. Timothy painted the words anti-bullying reflector shield across the top, and everyone helped tape the mirrors in place. Geraldine created a handle on the back of the shield, using the door she had borrowed from her parents' bedroom. She finished by taping the cell phone to the back of the shield. The shield was complete. It was absolutely the best super spectacular anti-bullying reflector shield, and Geraldine felt much better after having talked to her dad about Jimmy. "This will teach Jimmy a lesson," said Timothy. "Yes, it certainly will," Geraldine exclaimed. "Through teamwork, we will defeat the bullying monster once and for all." The next morning, Timothy helped Geraldine wrap the shield in a sheet and carry it to school. As soon as Jimmy saw the sheet, he laughed. "Whoa, what do you have there? Your mom's dirty laundry." The other kids walked slowly towards Geraldine and took their place behind her. They stood together as a team, determined not to back down. Geraldine unveiled the shield. She quietly turned the cell phone on and tapped the record button. "Your shield is as silly as you are," Jimmy shouted. "Your shield is as silly as you are," came a voice from behind the shield. It sounded just like Jimmy. "Who said that?" shouted Jimmy angrily. "Who said that?" shouted the voice. Jimmy was silent. He stared at himself in the mirrors. He saw many angry faces staring back at him. He didn't like what he saw. Geraldine played back everything Jimmy had said, again and again. Jimmy heard such an angry voice. He didn't like what he heard. Later on during recess, Jimmy was the one that was feeling bad. Mrs. Headley led Jimmy back to the classroom to have a talk. She had overheard what happened in the hallway and had talked to Geraldine's dad about the bullying that morning. Geraldine and her friends held the shield as a sign of victory. Through teamwork and imagination, they had taught the bully a lesson. Together, we can be the best we can be. The end.